Daytime Buffalo. We are heading back to the future ahead of daylight saving time. Elizabeth Carey of AAA of Western New York stops by to talk about what you need to know before setting those clocks back. And we introduce you to the creative minds behind Boundary Breaks Wine in this week's Daytime Course in Spirits presented by Georgetown Square Wine and Liquor. It's all coming up right here on Daytime Buffalo. Afternoon, hello, and welcome to Daytime Buffalo. I'm your host, Chelsea Lavelle. Joining me now in the Daytime Buffalo studio is Elizabeth Carey of AAA of Western New York. Hi, Elizabeth.
Hi there.
Thanks for joining me again.
Oh, sure. Great to be here.
Let's jump right into it. Daylight saving time is this weekend. Why would turning the clocks back cause any traffic disruptions?
Yeah, so we all of a sudden it's this time again, right? So we're going to turn the clocks back. So that means you're going to get an extra hour of sleep. So that's good.
That's
but
the positive news, right?
Time, yeah, it's going to be lighter out in the morning. It's going to get dark out a lot earlier in the evening, and that just disrupts your regular cycle of what people are used to. So that could get you, even though you're getting that extra hour of sleep, a little tired behind the wheel because you get home from work, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I'm exhausted. It's dark out. You doze off. You're up in the middle of the night. It just sets off your regular rhythm, and that can cause problems behind the wheel when people are trying to focus on the different types of daylight, and they could become drowsy or distracted.
Is there any positives to it? Is that going to alleviate any issues, do you think?
Yeah, well, it's going to be light out earlier in the morning, so it might make it easier to get going, but sometimes they're like, wait, why is it so bright in the morning? And so it's just like an adjustment to your schedule. But the good thing is that it's lighter out earlier in the morning. That should help people when they're heading out to school and to work.
Why is this time of year dangerous for pedestrians?
So all these pedestrian crashes seem to spike at this time of year. What happens is about half of the crashes are occurring at night, so it's getting dark earlier. People might not be paying attention. They're still trying to go out. They're jogging, they're walking, they're riding their bicycles, and then crashes occur. So we're asking everyone, if you're going out walking, to make sure you're extra careful. If you're driving, keep an eye out. You know, this is a very important time of year for people to be extra cautious on the roads.
Are children more at risk during this time of year?
Actually, yes, and it all kind of starts with Halloween. So with the trick-or-treating, the kids were out, they're all excited. Now we have this time change. The kids still want to go out and play after school and after dinner. So they're still going to want to be outside. So drivers really need to be cautious so that they're looking for these kids, especially through neighborhoods and near schools. And then parents need to make sure the kids, have reflective gear on their clothing and they're playing in well-lit areas.
That's what I was going to say next. As obviously the children, we always say that even during Halloween, we talked about, going out with glow sticks or, like you said, reflective clothing. But what can drivers be doing to be extra cautious and making sure they're staying safe? Yeah,
so besides just being careful and being on the lookout, drivers should be extra cautious when they're around the end of driveways, the corners of streets, crosswalks, all those things, especially school zones, going the proper speed limit, not excelling in any neighborhood or near any school where kids could be out playing.
Nice. Is there anything more that AAA is warning people to be aware of?
Yeah, so like the fire department will tell everyone, which is a great idea, change the batteries in your smoke alarm this time of year when you change your clocks. So AAA is reminding everyone to take a look at their headlights in their car, because this is the problem that we've seen where your headlights are deteriorating, you're not getting a good glow on the street, so you really can't see everything that's out there. So if your headlights are like about 5 years old or so, chances are they've started to deteriorate. So you can either, one, replace them, or two, get a restoration kit to kind of clean it up yourself. Just making sure that you have as much light as possible on the road, especially, we talked about pedestrians and people out on the roads, but also these animal collisions are spiking at this time of year. So 37,000 animal collisions in New York State last year alone.
Oh my
so
goodness.
this is a big problem at this time of year, too.
Now, let's talk about, I'm glad you mentioned kits, because this is also the time of year to start making sure that your car is winter ready and prepped. What are some of the things that we should be keeping in our car? Yeah,
we had that little taste of snow the other day, so people start thinking, wait a minute, here it comes. So you really should put an emergency kit in your vehicle. So we remind everyone, put some blankets and some warm clothes in there. Snacks, water. People are going to be traveling with their pets for the holidays. Some pet treats in there just in case you do break down, but then also an extra cell phone charger so you can call for help if necessary. And then like some basic tools, jumper cables, again, the flashlight, the reflective gear. In case you're broken down on the side of the road, you can let people know that you're there and should wait for help.
And obviously, AAA is one of those services that when you are on the side of the road, you guys are there to the rescue, right?
Yeah, we have been gearing up for the winter season. So we have a storm team that's been prepping, making sure we have extra crews on the phones and on the roads, because we know this is the season when things get busy. So just making sure everyone's staying careful out there.
Absolutely, because not only the time change we have to deal with, with. Now it's cold.
Right.
You know, some of those roads are really icy, and that could cause issues.
Yeah, and all the leaves that have fallen at this time of year and then the rain, it makes for slippery conditions as well. So, you know, a lot of things to be on the lookout. So, you know, people can't be driving around looking at their phone and being distracted. They really have to pay attention.
Okay, I'm glad you brought that up. I didn't even think of that. Yeah, those leaves get slippery. Even
Yeah,
when
sure
you're
does.
walking. I was walking my dog and I almost slipped on the
Right.
leaves, right? And so that can happen in your car. Any other things that you want our viewers to know about AAA as far as getting on the road and making sure that they're prepared?
Yeah, just the basics of remembering to be safe. Next week is actually a Drowsy Driving Awareness Month, because even though we're getting that extra hour of sleep, the clocks are changing. It throws people off. So all week long, there'll be announcements and things like that on social media about tips to stay alert behind the wheel. And that's really important.
Elizabeth, thank you so much for coming in. A pleasure as always. And viewers, if you'd like to learn more, you can just head over to their website at AAA.com. Thanks again for coming in.
Thanks.